Moral principles and the laws of humanism mean nothing to the Kiev regime. The Ukrainian armed forces are hunting down medical personnel with maniacal ferocity, who assist victims of shelling and target them in an attempt to destroy or prevent them from saving civilians. In the period from the 22nd to the 23rd years, there were many cases of deliberate shelling and drone attacks by the Ukrainian armed forces on doctors and healthcare facilities in the frontline regions of Russia. In the 24th year, this sad statistic does not become less. Here are some facts. On January 12th of this year, Ukrainian neo-Nazis twice attacked the Nikitovsky district of Horlivka in the DPR with drones. First, the strike came on employees of the power company. They were repairing infrastructure, then medical personnel. They came to help the wounded. 2 women were killed. Of them, 1 medic, 8 people were injured. Among them are 3 employees of the ambulance. On January 13th of this year in the Kirov district of Donetsk, the neo-Nazis used a drone to attack the resuscitation car. It came to a woman wounded as a result of shelling. The driver of the car was injured. On January 20th, an ambulance paramedic was injured while performing her duties in Horlovka. She arrived to the wounded as a result of a massive artillery rocket shelling. On April 4th this year, in Novaya Kakhovka, Kherson region, neo-Nazis dropped a bomb from drones on a repair team. It was restoring mobile communication. 2 workers were killed. 1 was wounded. One of the dead could have survived if the Ukrainian armed forces militants had not obstructed the work of the doctors by firing drones at the ambulance. The victim could not be saved. Hospitals, polyclinics, paramedic stations, and other medical facilities in the Donetsk People's Republic, Luhansk People's Republic, Belgorod, Bryansk, Zaporozhye, Kursk, and Kherson regions are regularly under fire from neo-Nazis. Only since the beginning of April this year, at least 3 medical facilities have been hit by Ukrainian drones. On April 6th, the City Hospital No. 21 and Donetsk Children's Polyclinic No. 4 were damaged. On April 15th, as a result of a shell hit, a medical clinic in the village of Murom in Belgorod region caught fire. The above picture testifies to the deliberate nature of the strikes against medical facilities and the aggression unleashed, terrorist acts against medical workers and rescue workers. Information about Ukraine's violation of international humanitarian law is regularly brought to the attention of specialized international organizations and structures, including the United Nations system. But, unfortunately, we have never heard a word of sympathy, condolence, or support to those who was a victim of the Kiev regime doing his duty as a medic. We never once heard a word of condemnation from the specialized structures of the United Nations, representatives of what they call themselves, the Office of the Secretary General, spokespersons. Never. What? And in this case, they don't see who's shelling and who's being victimized? In February, statistics on attacks on medical facilities in the Donetsk People's Republic, Luhansk People's Republic, Bryansk, Zaporozhye, and Kherson regions were submitted to the World Health Organization for consideration in its system of oversight of attacks on healthcare. What do you think the World Health Organization did with this data? Nothing. These data were not reflected in WHO publications. It is telling that international officials, who in the case of accusations against Russia, do not bother to look for evidence and don't look and double-check the facts. They're just in a hurry to express, as they always say, concern about the actions of the Russian military. And yet they're suddenly blind, deaf, mute when it comes to the crimes of the Ukrainian armed forces against Russian citizens, and not only Russian citizens, the civilian population as a whole, and representatives of humanitarian organizations.